Morning, March 26th. Kings defeated west of the Jordan, Joshua 12, verse 7. And these are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel conquered on this side of the Jordan, on the west from Mount Gad to the valley of Lebanon, as far as Mount Halak and the ascent of Seir, which Joshua gave to the tribes of Israel as possessions according to their divisions. In the mountain country, in the lowlands, in the Jordan plain, in the slopes, in the wilderness, and in the south, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, the king of Jericho, one, the king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, one, the king of Jerusalem, one, the king of Hebron, one, the king of Jarmuth, one, the king of Lasha, one, the king of Eglon, the king of Gezer, one, the king of Debor, one, the king of Geder, one, the king of Hormah, one, the king of Arad, one, the king of Libnon, one, the king of Adullam, one, the king of Mekeda, one, the king of Bethel, one, the king of Tappuah, one, the king of Hepher, one, the king of Aphek, one, the king of Lastron, one, the king of Medan, one, the king of Hazor, one, the king of Shimron Moran, one, the king of Ashraph, one, the king of Tanakh, one, the king of Megiddo, one, the king of Kadesh, one, the king of Jachneam, one, in Carmel, one, the king of Dor, in the heights of Dor, one, the king of the people of Gilgal, one, the king of Tirzah, one, all the kings, 31. Now Joshua was old, advanced in years, and the Lord said to him, You are old, advanced in years, and there remains very much land yet to be possessed. This is the land that remains, all the territory of the Philistines and all that of the Gershurites from Sihor, which is east of Egypt, as far as the border of Ekron, northward, which is counted as Canaanite. The five lords of the Philistines, the Gezites, the Ashodites, the Ashkelonites, the Gittites, the Ekronites, also the Abites from the south, all the land of the Canaanites, Merah, that belongs to the Sidonians, as far as Aphek, to the border of the Amorites, the land of the Gibeonites, and all of Lebanon, toward the sunrise, from Baal Gad, below Mount Hermon, as far as the entrance to Hamath, all the inhabitants of the mountains from Lebanon, as far as Brook Mizraphoth, and all of Sidon. Them I will drive out from before the children of Israel, only divide it by lot to Israel as an inheritance, as I have commanded you. Now therefore, divide this land as an inheritance to the 9 tribes, and half the tribe of Manasseh. With the other half tribe, the Reubenites and the Gadites received their inheritance, which Moses had given them, beyond the Jordan eastward, as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had given them, from Or, which is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the town that is in the midst of the ravine, and the plain of Medeba, as far as Dibon, all the cities of Sihon, king of Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, as far as the border of the children of Ammon, Gilead, and the border of the Geshurites and Maacathites, all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan, as far as Salcah, all the kingdom of Og and Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth, and Edrei, who remained of the remnant of the giants, for Moses had defeated and cast out these. Nevertheless, the children of Israel did not drive out the Gershurites or the Maacathites, but the Geshurites and the Maacathites dwell among the Israelites until this day. Only to the tribe of Levi he had given no inheritance. The sacrifices of the Lord God of Israel, made by fire, are their inheritance, as he said to them. And Moses had given to the tribe of the children of Reuben as inheritance according to their families. Their territory was from Auror, which is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the ravine, all the plain by Medeba. Heshbon and all its cities are in the plain. Dibon, Bamothbal, Bel, Baal, Meon, Jahaza, Kedemoth, Mephah, Kirthaim, Sibmah, Zerah, Sharar is the mountain of the valley, Beth Peor and the slopes of Pisgah, and Beth Jishmoth, all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, whom Moses had struck with the princes of Midian, even Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, Reba, who were princes of Sihon, dwelling in the country. The children of Israel also killed with the sword Balaam the son of Beor, the soothsayer, among those who were killed by them. And the border of the children of Reuben was the bank of the Jordan. This was the inheritance of the children of Reuben according to their families, the cities, and their villages. Moses had also given an inheritance to the tribe of Gad, to the children of Gad according to their families. Their territory was Jazer and all the cities of Gilead, and half of the land of the Ammonites as far as Eor, which is before Rabbah, and from Heshbon to Ramoth Mizpah, Bethlehem, and from Mahim to the border of the Bur, and in the valley of Beth Horam, Beth Nimrah, Succoth, Siphan, the rest of the kingdom of Sihon, king of Heshbon, with Jordan at its border, as far as the edge of the sea of Chinnereth on the east side, on the other side of the Jordan eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad according to their families, their cities, and their villages. Moses had also given an inheritance to half the tribe of Manasseh. It was for half the tribe of the children of Manasseh according to their families. Their territory was from Naham, all Bashan, all the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, and all the towns in Jor, which is in Bashan, 60 cities, half of Gilead, and Ashtaroth and Idris, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan, were for the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, for half of the children of Machir according to their families. These are the areas which Moses had distributed as an inheritance in the plains of Moab, on the other side of the Jordan, by Jericho eastward. But to the tribe of Levi Moses had given no inheritance. The Lord God of Israel was their inheritance, as he had said to them. These are the areas which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest, Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed as an inheritance to them. Their inheritance was by lot, as the Lord had commanded by the hand of Moses, for the 9 tribes and the half-tribe. For Moses had given the inheritance of the 2 tribes and the half-tribe on the other side of the Jordan. But to the Levites he had given no inheritance among them, for the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim, and they gave no part to the Levites in the land, except cities to dwell in, with their common lands for their livestock and their property. And the Lord had commanded Moses. So the children of Israel did as they divided the land. Then the children of Judah came to Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said to him, You know the word which the Lord said to Moses, the man of God, concerning you and me in Kadesh Barnea. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land, and I brought back word to him as it was in my heart. Nevertheless, my brethren went up with me, made the heart of the people melt, but I wholly followed the Lord my God. So Moses swore on that day, saying, Surely the land where your foot has trodden shall be your inheritance, and your children's forever, because you have wholly followed the Lord my God. And now, behold, the Lord has kept me alive. And he said these 40 years, ever since the Lord spoke this word to Moses, while Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, here I am this day, 85 years old, and yet I am as strong this day as on the day that Moses sent me. Just as my strength was then, so now is my strength for war, both for going out and for coming in. Now, therefore, give me this mountain on which the Lord spoke in that day. For you heard in that day how the Anakim were there, and that the cities were great and fortified. It may be that the Lord will be with me, and I shall be able to drive them out, as the Lord said. And Joshua blessed him, and gave Hebron to Caleb the son of Jephunneh as an inheritance. Hebron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb their son, of Jephunneh the Kenizzite to this day, because he wholly followed the Lord of God of Israel. And the name of Hebron formerly was Kirjath Arba. Arba was the greatest man among the Anakim. Then the land had rest from war. Joshua 15, verse 1. So this was the lot of the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families. The border of Eastam at wilderness of Zin, southward, was the extreme southern border. And their southern border began at the shore of the Salt Sea, from the bay that faces southward. Then it went to the southern side, on the ascent of Akram, passed along to Zin, ascended to the south side of Kadesh Barnea, passed along to Hezron, went up to Adar, and went around to Kirkah. From there it passed toward Asmon, and went out to the brook of Egypt, and the border ended at the sea. This shall be your southern border. The east border was the Salt Sea as far as the mouth of the Jordan, and the border of the northern quarter began at the bay of the sea at the mouth of the Jordan. The border went up to Beth Halgal and passed north of Beth Arabah. And the border went up to the stone of Bahan, the son of Reuben. Then the border went up to Debur from the valley of Achor, and it turned northward toward Gilgal, which is before the ascent of Edom, which is on the south side of the valley. The border continued toward the waters of En Shemeth and ended at En Regau. And the border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnom to the southern slope of the Jebusite city, which is Jerusalem. The border went up to the top of the mountain that lies before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the end of the valley of Rephaim northward. Then the border went around from the top of the hill to the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and extended to the cities of Mount Ephraim. And the border went to Balal, which is Kirjath Jearim. Then the border turned westward from Balal to Mount Seir, passed along to the side of Mount Jearim on the north, went down to Beth Shemesh, and passed on to Timnan. And the border on the out to the side of Ekron northward. Then the border went around to Shikron, passed along to Mount Balal, and extended to Jabneel. And the border extended at the sea. The west border was the coastline of the Great Sea. This is the boundary of the children of Judah all around according to their families. Now, to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he gave a share among the children of Judah, according to the commandment of the Lord to Joshua, namely Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron. Caleb drove out the 3 sons of Anak from there, Shishah, Achaman, and Talmai, the children of Anak. Then he went up from there to the inhabitants of Debur. And Caleb said, He who attacks Kirjath Sepher and takes it, to him I will give Ashka, my daughter, as wife. So Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Ashka, his wife, his daughter. Now it was so, when she came to him, that she persuaded him to ask her father for a field. So she dismounted from her donkey, and Caleb said to her, What do you wish? She answered, Give me a blessing, since you have given me land in the south. Give me also springs of water. So he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. God bless you. I love you. See you tomorrow.